had the opportunity to be a vendor at Blinn College campus today at their health and wellness fair. Every time I've worked one of these booths, we're always set next to people, and it's really nice because you get to know them. This event was incredible. I made over 25 new contacts, and it was really awesome because this was a lot different than any other booth rental that I had, because this was geared towards health and wellness. So when Jamie and I did the Jingle Bell Market in December, it was really just set up for vendors, and there was people from all sorts of different network marketing and MLMs, and most people would gravitate to the 31 bags or unique or crafts and stuff, and walk by the health and fitness table, looking at us like, we don't want that. And not that it was discouraging, but it's kind of a big bummer. And so this was great because people knew walking in the door what they were going for, and they were interested. And so this was open to all the faculty and staff, as well as the students on the campus. And there was even people who came from Texas A&M. So I wanted to tell you a little story today because this happens to people all the time. And I want you to know how I handle it, and to maybe put yourself in my shoes, because you're going to be in the same shoes at some point in time while, you're a coach. And I want you to be prepared so that, you're not walking away later on irritated by what people said, and even more irritated at yourself for not coming back with a great comeback. And, I think that's the hardest thing whenever you're in a conversation with somebody, is later on saying, gosh, I wish I had said that, especially when you know that you're right, and you know that they, have a maybe a misinformed opinion, or, it's based on assumptions or things that were not really, very well educated. So this guy sits down, and I'm watching him set up his table, and he's a chiropractor, and, he was talking to a few people, and so was I. And then when things kind of got quiet for a little bit, he came over and he shook my hand, he introduced himself, and he saw a Pampered Chef magazine sitting on my table. And I got it from a vendor around the corner, and that I'd been talking to, because I love the Pampered Chef products. And he said, oh, you're into Pampered Chef too? And I said, oh no. I was like, I just love the products. And so I wanted to take a look at it when I was sitting here when I have time. And he was like, I do not believe in MLMs. And MLM is a multi-level marketing company, and us at Beachbody are considered MLM, or it's also considered network marketing, or people love to call it a pyramid scheme because they don't even know what a pyramid scheme is. So, I could have just said, oh, okay, whatever, or rolled my eyes and been like, whatever, buddy. And I asked him, I said, may I ask why you don't like MLMs? He said, because. He was like, I know lots of people who are there, and I've been approached to join MLMs, and he was like, and I just don't like them. I said, well, what is your basis on that? He said, because. He's like, if products were that good, then why would you need anybody to do that? And I said, well, would you mind if I share a little background on our company? Because I can't really speak for everybody else, but I know in our instance with Beachbody, I said, because we are a network marketing company as well. And I don't think that he knew that. And he said, sure. I said, so basically, I said, I see your point. I said, but if you've done any research about, marketing, or, just taking a look at local businesses, or, businesses, that you see, that word of mouth is a huge, powerful tool. It actually seems to carry more weight to me than any fancy commercial. Yes, commercials and, advertising in magazines or online, and basically it gets the word out as far as a product goes. However, it doesn't really sell itself 100%. Word of mouth does. And, that's powerful, because you can have a great product, but if you don't have a good reputation or any feedback from other people, then, that can cause a big problem with how far you can market your program or product or service or business. And I said, so let me take you back. I said, Beachbody is a 10-year-old company. I said, our CEO is amazing. I said, they created these products, and, back then I said, 10 years ago, message boards were big. I was part of them when I was pregnant with my girls. And I said, and so they started seeing, they really started paying attention. They started seeing that basically these people who were doing the programs already were helping with run these message boards, because people had questions when they're at different phases of their journey. And they got this idea, well, why don't we do this? Because here are these people that are basically helping us, keep these people on track, and they are walking billboards. And I told them, like myself, I'm a walking billboard, and the fact that I'm passionate about the products, and I have had results. It doesn't have to be 100-pound weight loss, but it just has to be some results. I said, they got this idea. So I said back then they, approached these people who are now founding coaches, and some turned it down, and I'm sure they wish they were a founding coach, but it was free products. And then as it started to go, where they saw these people who already had a knowledge because they were doing the program, because they had the results, so they could cheer people on, they came up with this, obviously meeting with advisors and stuff that, had a knowledge about network marketing and how a binary system works, because that's how we're paid and how we're tiered. And it became successful. And I said, the biggest thing is that, with anything out there, I said word of mouth is a big deal. And we are big on support. And that's why our business changed to Team Beachbody. Instead of the $1 Million Body and, Beachbody, we're Team Beachbody. Because, and I explained to him that we provide, fitness and nutrition, and the biggest part is support. That's where a lot of companies are missing. And so we really provide the whole package. And I said, so that's what it is. I said, and so we're helping it. I said, so why would a company want to pay people to sit there and man the phones when they can pay people who are going out there doing it, on their own, and reward these people for helping market it? I said, why pay somebody wages to just answer the phone and place orders when you can have people out there are helping market your business at a much deeper and a higher level than most people could even fathom? He's like, oh, okay. He was like, well, I don't really have any experience with an MLM, and just people are always telling me, I should do this and I should do that and join them. And he's like, I don't want to. And, he said, I always tell them, like, let's come back and meet in 6 months and you tell me how much money you're making. And I said, well, I see your point, and I said, but in order to be successful, you have to be likable. I said, you're a chiropractor. You could be the most knowledgeable chiropractor out there, but if you have a horrible bedside manner and you're not likable and you don't build a relationship with people and you just basically don't make them feel important or they're special, I said, they're not going to come back to you. I said, so it's really not about skill necessarily or facts or amount of knowledge. It's that you just care about people. And I said, and that's why I've been successful. And I said, and that's what I teach my team and any coach that I talk to is building relationships. I said, because to me, you could be the best chiropractor, and I believe in chiropractic. I've, gone to chiropractor. I don't anymore now that I work out. I have no need to, because nothing hurts. But, I said, so I have no problem with that. I said, but if I went to you and you really just did your job, giving me adjustment and sent me on my way, and I say I came back 6 months later and you didn't even remember me and you were, really crappy, I wouldn't go back to you, and I would tell people that. I said, so the thing is, if you are great, and then, you can see the wheels turning. I said, so in any line of business, you will be successful if you treat people kindly and you treat them like they matter and you are important, like they're important. And so I could see that it didn't really obviously change his mind. I don't think he's going to jump in and go take up the offer from his friends, but I was at least educating him so that he knew this. And he was like, well, he's like, all these MLMs and everything talk about how much you can make all this money. And he's like, and then they never do. These people they check back with, they're not successful. And then I said, well, I'm like, I don't like to really talk about money because I care about people and I'm very passionate about what I do. I said, but actually you can make money. I said, and you are not, locked into, like, when you work for somebody having to get a raise. There is no overhead. I don't have to rent a space to do this. I came and did the booth today, but that didn't cost me any money. I said I do it all from my own home at my own pace and my own, set my own hours, and I'm my own boss. I said, and I spent $205 on my P90X challenge pack. I said within 2 weeks, I recouped that money, so I was out of pocket. And after 90 days, I made $1,000. And in 3 years, I've made over $250,000. And, 21 months of that, out of the last 3 years, I was working full time on top of that. I said, so, maybe all the people you talk to have failed, but maybe, you could give them, instead of downing them and talking down to them and basically telling them that they're going to fail, which most people aren't like me. If they're told they're going to fail, they actually believe they'll fail. And I said, I'm not that way. I said, but here's my thing. And I'm just going to tell you this. If you want to do it or not, I said, but that's very discouraging. And I said, and so right now, maybe you could tell them, hey, I did meet this person who was successful. Although it's not for me and it's not something that I really want to do. She gave me these tips, advice is to make sure to treat my people well. And to educate yourself on how to build relationships and market yourself and treat these people that are coming to you like real people instead of just a customer or a number, and really focus on that, and you could succeed. So, that's what I suggest. And he thought about it. Whether he does it, I don't know. But that's the biggest thing, is so many people are out there, are so excited about what they do, starting a new job, starting a new career, even a new relationship. And people just automatically go into, you're going to fail. And so I'm telling you, if you've been one of those people, make sure that you change your wording around, because you don't know how it affects people. I'm working with one of my new coaches, and the biggest thing is she hasn't told anybody she's a coach. She's scared to talk about it openly and publicly because of the fact is that she feels that she's going to fail. And this has been because she said she's had a track record of failure, and her whole family and all of her friends talk down to her and tell her she's going to fail and are not supportive of her. So these things is when people are telling, you this, remember that sometimes they're just assholes, and sometimes they're just trying to keep you from going through depression or disappointment or frustration if you fail, because they've only heard of failure. So I'm giving you the formula on how to succeed. Tell people about it and tell people how you feel about it, and don't be scared. Failure is really not the fact that you don't succeed at the rate you want or succeed at the rate that somebody else did. Failure is when you quit and you don't even try. So I really urge you to take this, amount of information I give for what it's worth and really work hard at proving these people wrong. You have a decision to make, and that is up to you. They didn't make you fail. You choose if you want to fail. And to me, the only way you fail is when you give up or don't even try. So hopefully this will help. And if you're somebody out there who doesn't believe in MLMs, I hope that you watch this and really realize how you choose your words from now on, because it can really be devastating to people when they're really just looking for your support. And the thing is, saying crappy things to people doesn't do you any good. If they fail, how does it even change your life? But if you were that positive voice, that reinforcement, and it was the difference between them being able to take that leap and succeeding, wouldn't that feel good?